YouTube, what's good? Welcome back to the spaceship. This video, I'm gonna show you what is on my master chain. Now, before I get started, I gotta say, I am not a professional engineer, but I took a lot of engineering courses. I knew a lot of engineers, so I learned a lot of great tips being in the studios around a lot of people. So I can get my music to sound pretty decent. I'm no young guru, but if you give me a whole day, probably I can make the joint sound pretty straight. Anyway, if you have Ableton, I'm gonna show you the easiest thing you can do to make your music sound like louder. Is you just need this right here. All you gotta do is go over here to the audio effects, find the glue compressor, right? Come down and see it says mastering right here, make it loud. And that's all you need to do. And then this makeup, watch. Also, you might wanna put your headphones for this, just so you can hear everything, right? So let's say we added one of those, right? What you can do, turn this up. This is gonna turn it louder and louder, but you don't need to turn it up that much, but that's your, it's gonna be your signal, okay? So we're gonna erase that because that's not our chain. But definitely, if you have that, and then to make sure you're not being too loud, this is a free plugin. Loudness Meter 2, get that, it's free, and that'll show you like if you're clipping and everything right here. All right, and this is like good for learning how to make your stuff sound good enough when you want to upload it to DSPs like Spotify and Tidal. So make sure you get that for free. Okay. All right, now what I have first I have this, which I don't even use at the moment. Sometimes I do. This is an equalizer. It helps me figure out certain frequencies when I want to channel in and like either add or subtract. But right now I have it off. And this, I feel like for a lot of people, the bass and the kick, and it gets really, a lot of people have muddy mixes. I feel like this is helpful in learning. If you're not really good at mixing, this right here is going to be really helpful in getting your bass not too crazy. But what I kind of just have them on there for noise. Can't really hear it, but there's some noise in there. And then we come over here. My next plugin is this right here. Listen, holidays coming up. This is the joint right here. Okay, I don't use it as much, but you want your stuff to sound crazy loud, like this. I mean, if you have the stock, this comes with Ableton. But let's say you have any other program. You say you don't have Ableton or use Logic or some other program. This mushroom pusher will definitely get your music sounding crazy loud. So I got that. So you got the highs, the mids, the lows. I turn it up to some. I love the stereo image. Definitely gives a great effect on the 2-track. Have another EQ. I barely touch this thing, but it's there just in case I need it. We have our mastering, make it loud glue compressor. Another free program is the saturation. This is a free program, so download this. This is gonna give you a little bit of distortion. This is gonna make it bang though. I don't do like a lot of distortion, but this just helps so you can hear it like in the computer speakers and stuff like that. And then I probably went too crazy, and what I just did, I just put a limiter on it. And to monitor how much loud I am, we use the Loudness Meter, which I just showed you. So you got this, and this shows you like how loud you are. If you need to come down, you can just come down with the utility plugin in Ableton. What you want to do is make your beat. Don't worry about make your beat the way you want it. Try to mix it as well as you can, right? Once you've done that, I don't know if you can see it, but like you want to bring everything's usually at 0. Bring everything down a little bit so you have some headroom. So when you're playing your beat, let's turn everything off. We'll turn this off. We'll turn this off. We'll turn this off. We'll turn this off, and we'll turn this off, right? So here's how the beat sounds. Start playing right here. Now we turn everything back on. All right, so what I'll do is I'm just gonna show you one by one how each piece sounds. I'm gonna loop this part right here, turn everything off again. All right, everything's off, right? So that's the beat, right? I'm gonna make it loud. Then the pusher. Then the saturator. And that's the limiter to make sure we're not clipping. And we are clipping. Cool. And that's how I master my tracks to make them sound loud. There's more you can do. Like this is just so that the beat sounds at a decent volume to compete with another song. But if you really want to make your mixes stand out, find another song that's similar to your track and A and B it. Make sure the lows match, make sure the highs match, and just make sure it feels the same. And that'll already give you a better mix right there. And then you just put the mastering tools on it to make it louder, and you're good to go. At least for people who can't afford like a real engineer to really make it pop the way it could, you know what I mean? So that's that. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll get to you on the next video, all right? Peace.